Everybody, welcome back to WGLNA Qualifier number 2 for Season 3. We have one spot left, and we're trying to find the team that is worthy enough to compete with the other top 15 teams in North America. I'm Joshua Clutchgrade, joined the set by Randall Rulkill Holcomb. We did see a T-69 bounce off the turret of a T-1. I think I've seen it all when it comes to World of Tanks. But next up, we have Cavalo de Troya, which is Portuguese for the Trojan horse, versus the Doge squad, which is English for Doge. I have no idea what that is.
It's a meme.
Is it?
You surf Reddit, so you've seen the much wow, very skilled little dog face thing on anything. Sure. You've seen that. That's the name. That's what it's named.
It's called the Doge?
Doge.
Oh.
I think it's Doge. Dog A.
It's on how you pronounce it. Some say Muad'Dib, others say Maudible. It's okay. Well, we're waiting for the teams to join us here. It looks like map number 1 maybe Himmelsdorf while Adam gets that underway. I want to talk about WCG again, man. The type of strategy that we saw. The Vietnamese, which you don't like. The team, not the country, but the team.
The food's fine too, man.
The food's great. But you are not a fan of their hyper-aggressive play style.
Hyper-aggressive?
That's what I saw, at least in the round-robin stages.
I remember seeing style from back in 2012, early 2012.
Which feels like forever ago, actually.
Well, that's just the style I remember. They would find a position, and they would sit in it.
No.
And they would just wait.
This is a different team.
I'm remembering that when I remember Immortals. When I remember seeing Immortals, that's what I remember seeing, especially later. They would find a position, they would sit. The other team would come at them, and, well, at least when I saw Fulcrum, at least, I remember it being that.
Well, they knocked out Poland.
They did. That was surprising. I didn't get to catch that game.
They did. There's a lot I didn't get to catch because I had to commentate other games as well at WCG, but that was a surprise. I got to hang out with the Fulcrum guys plenty of times there. It was always a pleasure to see them. Also, Colby Brooks Jr., who was here at the studio for a while to help us set up with a lot of things. He is on the Team Fulcrum now, and he was having fun in China. And Nagatron and I got to talk a lot along with Soviet. We were watching some of the other games. And it was cool, too, because they had the dignitary spot in the convention hall where this was. And this was a huge center. There were thousands of people there. The lines outside were long, and there were security guards physically blocking the doors from not letting anybody get in. And if I had to leave to go to the other building where another stage was to commentate, they had to force me out of the building, and I had to force my way through a crowd to get there. And, of course, I'm a large man in China, so it wasn't too hard to get through.
But it's still really tightly packed.
So a lot of people. And my hip hit the door joint when the guy pushed me out. So I was like, ah! I was like, man, down as I'm going through the crowd. It hurts so bad. I have to commentate with water in my eyes, but I took it like a man.
I was wondering where you were for, I think, a few matches. I tried to look around once or twice for matches, and I could only find the Russian streams.
Well, the WCG stream was done by OGN or Neo TV. Neo TV did the Chinese version, the Chinese stream language, and OGN did English and Korean. And there were multiple stations for the different games, and there was multiple stages for the different games. So we would have to go to the particular stage to commentate.
I remember seeing like 4 stages. I remember like D.
There was D. There was the main stage.
Like A to D.
And there was a third stage specific for one game.
Okay. And
so it was 3 main stages we had to go for, and there were other stages to go to as spectators, but not for the commentators. So it was There was 3 main stations to go to. And the World of Tanks booth was amazing. It's, when they go to these different gaming conventions and events, they always have the best booths. They also had the best booth babes, which was awesome. Yeah. And they had a great montage from the teams last year, and they showed off those teams as they were competing this year.
I still can't get over their song though.
Oh, Beyond the Game?
Beyond the Game.
Yeah. Well, they had a full orchestra, and that they played the game, and it sounded way better. Oh, you get used to it. And when you hear it over and over again, you just start singing with it because you can't fight it anymore. But the orchestral version was really good when they hung the flag. They would hang the flag for China, the host nation, and then they would hang the Beyond the Game flag.
I think replacing that voice that's saying Beyond the Game constantly
that was 2001
to an orchestral version would sound better.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. We also had a challenge that I gave to the commentators when they were in a game, is they had to say one phrase a day, and they had to say it sometime during the day. The first day was Struggle Bus.
Yeah.
The second day was Show Up and Blow Up. and the third day was, or no, second day was coming in hot, and the third day was show up and blow up.
All right.
And on the last day, they all had to combine it in one sentence. So I was commentating a game, and this team they were having a tough time. And I said, they've got to dismount the struggle bus. Now they're coming in hot, and it's time to show up and blow up.
Bravo.
And my co-commentator at the time just did this, because they couldn't laugh because we didn't have a mute button, and he was just going nuts.
He just couldn't contain himself.
No, huge shout out to Brendan Blendon Velvet Valdez, one of my co-commentators for World of Tanks, who actually came up with that nickname for him, because the Koreans in the Asian language, they don't have R's or L's. It's the same. They don't have a distinction between the two.
Okay.
So he spelled his name Blendon instead of Brendan, with an L instead of an R. So
it's like how they spelled Colby too.
Yeah. And so we start calling him Blendon. And then we're like, Blendon. And then Blendon Velvet, because he was so smooth, came from it.
Oh, man.
So when I introduced him, we were commentating, I went, Brendan, Blendon, Velvet, Valdez. And he almost lost it. And that was, it was like a meme between all of us.
Is that his commentator name now?
It is now. It is now
man.
his name. He's been looking for a name, and now he has it. Well, we've been looking for a start time, and it's now. Match number 3, Cavalo de Troya versus Doge Squad. Qualifier number 2. Let's jump into the game.
Taking a look at these tanks, we have, oh wow, 2 5100s in IS3, a Jagdpanther 2, and a T69 for the side of, I guess that would be Troya. And on the other side, Doge Squad will be fitting 2 5100s and 3 IS3s. That is a strange lineup.
Well, we've seen stranger things, such as a bunch of KV5s. Has not been the case so far. Those 3 IS3s, it's a good go for the Doge Squad here. Jagdpanther 2, and if it's able to land 2 shots, it's going to pay for itself. Yeah. And then some wholesale.
It's HE rounds, I believe, pen 5100 pretty well. If they get a chance to do that, it's just getting a chance to load HE for that.
If I was in a tank destroyer, the first thing I would type in game goes, hey, you want to see how hard I can punch? Come at me. That's not going to happen. That Jagdpanther's going to be cruising here pretty fast, so behind the 5100 to get close.
Looks like Koenig Resnick is chilling out in the back, not really showing up yet. Maybe some lag, maybe a little bit of disconnect. Actually, shots getting traded, and now it's too late for any resets because there has been spotting, shots fired, shots traded. COD putting shots out, no damage getting traded for anyone. No one taking anything yet.
Nothing yet. Sky Lucas Loco in that Jagdpanther 2 is waiting for anyone to pop out of that corner, and nothing is going to happen yet. However, they're close enough. More Vespin gas. Hey, buddy. The IS-3. T1 spotted, though. Jagdpanther, will he go for the shot? I don't know how that velocity is on that
Yeah, it's fast.
that gun.
Just fine. That thing also is pretty accurate, except for he doesn't
Except
quite
he missed.
he doesn't quite make the shot.
It's pretty accurate. Boom, and there's a miss against the T1.
I think I jinxed him.
Yeah, that happens. Caster, commentator curse.
And also, it's a pretty thin shot on the T1. Very thin shot. He's at the high ground. And even then, he's barely even exposed. So, Beru's Wolf is going to be able to live for a little longer in his T1. And I guess Sky Lucas was spotted, verifying his positions. So they're just going to avoid him. They're just going to stay away from that one line. Looks like they'll go for maybe the 3-4 line if they're going to go for a push. Seeing COD and Koenig, who has reconnected, playing around on that corner. And it looks like also a 5100. Lord Rayleigh is looking to go even further to the
Lord
east.
Baelish. Lord Rayleigh.
Lord Rayleigh.
Alpha Taurus and that T1 going on along the east side, up that 0 line. And we may have a T1 battle here in a bit.
Soundscream was definitely going to have the advantage in this fight as he's not moving. And he's got the bush. Alpha Taurus is spotted. Soundscream might need to hold his shot. And he does for a good distance. Down to 7 hit points.
7. Lucky number 7, Soundscream. Backing up behind the building. Alpha Taurus moving up close. T1 just needs a grazing blow, but he falls to WA Speary. Alpha Taurus.
But now there's a push coming in. IS-3 is going to Gretelsic and COD onto Jao Ferrari, and he's going to go down 277 hit points, taken down. Next tank focus down is an IS-3. Hernandez down to 788, 382. One more shot from an IS-3, but and he will actually get to slip away for a little while. They're going to have
just for a little while. The IS-3s are on the pursuit, but Warshock 26 takes a hit from far away from the Jagdpanther. Big hit against him. Hernandez is laughing out loud as he gets away with 20 HP, but not for long. 5100 around the corner, and boom goes a dynamite. IS-3 is down. Warshock 26 with that kill.
And that's huge victory right here for Doge Squad. They saw that 5100 kill. Actually, it looked like they were pushing even before that, so I'm wondering why they pushed in. Very risky gamble there to push in when they didn't know where a 5100 was, but they had that verification slightly just a few seconds later, and able to really win it with just a surprise attack. That's all it was.
MacGyver in the 5100 up against the other 5100, Lord Braley. Lord Braley takes a hit, 536, but trades blow with MacGyver. MacGyver with the HP value lead, can get the kill on Lord Braley, especially with WA Speary moving in. Warshock takes down the T1s to the north, along with Beru's Wolf. War Spear takes down Lord Braley, but from the other side, we have Cognig Rasnaki, and more Vespin Gas pushing in the IS-3. Speary at 179, more Vespin Gas tries to get the cover blow. MacGyver misses, more Vespin Gas.
Oh, actually, it looks like Rasnake shoots his more Vespin Gas's gun.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah,
but they are able to get the win.
Yeah. Very, very clean win.
Doge Squad able to take down battle number 1 on Ensk. And a nice play, a nice surround towards the southern building area. And looking at the team score, IS-3 with the most damage. COD, Norwal, 6 for 7. Is that a clan? Are you familiar with that clan in World of Tanks? Yeah.
That's a Reddit clan.
I thought so.
Yeah.
What time? What's the phrase? What time does the narwhal eat bacon? Midnight?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
That's you just gave away their secret phrase. You can't do that.
Too late, guys. Too late.
It's out there forever.
It's on Reddit itself. That's how I learned it.
You have to go to Reddit, though, to find it.
Well, we're bringing people from Reddit to here. And now we're going to bring people here to Reddit.
You can go to reddit.com/r/world of tanks.
Exchange. That's how it happens.
Join the conversation.
It's a corporate merge, if you will. All right, so we're going to get ready for battle number 2 between the two teams here. Cavalo de Troya, that tank destroyer, it landed one powerful shot, but that was it. Didn't really do what it needed
Actually,
to.
got 3?
I got 3 of them.
Yeah.
Well, the one that I saw was into that 5100.
They did all right, but overall, almost no one really performed that well. Only Waspier was able to really get enough damage off. Everyone else just got completely just destroyed, getting off a few hundred here and there before getting taken down. Just better focus fire to the Doge Squad.
That's right, and then sometimes, all the time it's what you need, but especially in those very fast firefights in the city, it can get very chaotic thinking, who do I attack, where do I go, what are we doing? That's why you have to have a shot caller. That's why you have to have a leader saying, we're pushing on the 5100, focus on one that has lower health, go. All right, the other 5100 that went to the north, go clean up those T1s, go. And then
the discipline for every team member to actually follow those orders, exactly.
Yep.
And also, of course, to make your shots count, because I've seen focus fire and then just enough bounced or missed shots, wasted shots, throwing that all away. Didn't matter that they were focusing perfectly, just bouncing really can also kill that. So just takes good tanking, just solid tanking.
It does, and the accuracy in the RNG, sometimes it's out of your hands, but you have so much control skill-wise to be in the right place at the right time and to shoot at the right thing that you can't blame it entirely on.
And if you're at point blank, I mean, it's really hard to bounce.
Unless you're a T69 up against a T1.
No, I mean, that can happen, I guess.
All right, let's jump into the next battle, folks. It's going to be on Himmelsdorf. Cavalo de Troya versus Doge Squad.
Taking a look at these tanks. Two 5100s, an IS-3, and Jagdpanther 2 again, and a T69 for the side of Troya. And then for Doge Squad, two 5100s, 3 IS-3s. Same lineups again. Wow.
Well, see that Jagdpanther can prove to be more fruitful with some of the longer firing lanes on this map, but we'll see if that actually happens.
It's really odd as he has a gun lane drive, vertical stabilizer apparently, and optics. But no rammer. It's really, I would have thought the reason.
Yeah, I would have favored the rammer and the binocs since you're going to be stationary.
Well, maybe not binocs. He's got really good view range anyway. It's only, I think it's 400, or at least if not 400, then yeah.
Well, to each his own, man. That's one of the cool things about World of Tanks as well, is you can pick and choose what type of equipment and crew skills you want to bring, but most of the players agree there's a certain set or a certain type you definitely want to have.
It's optimal from the majority of places.
Exactly. And you want to play the most optimal. And that's why I try to bring it about in the garage. But I do mention a couple variations that people like to bring. which you have helped me out on many a time.
The
You got a
Pershing one,
second
I
opinion.
was very adamant that there was a difference in play style. You have to choose optics or and over the rammer sometimes, or you have to pick the one. Oh wow,
That's right.
T1 going down.
Sky Lucas destroyed Soundscream for the first blowout on the side of Cavalo de Troya, which is a cool name because it means a Trojan horse in Portuguese, but also look at their symbol. It is a red horse.
They got it matching.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
So I like that they have an identified brand, and they're bringing that brand here to the WGLNA Gold League.
Well, bringing it down the 2 line.
Wow.
Is Doge Squad. They take down the T1 Tensor, and COD is able to close the distance, now pinning an IS-3 T69 at 5100. Looks like MacGyver is going to go for a flank, and the reaction out of Doge maybe to shut him
Nice
down.
shot from COD into WA Sperry, and now the shots are going to get fired with the HP advantage going to the red team as they push in, but who they're going to focus fire is the IS-3, tries to head the way, and coming across the other way is MacGyver in the 5100. He's taking a lot of damage from Kodnik Rosnanki. And Warshock 26, the 5100 is going to cruise around.
Now COD goes down to 14 hit points, but wow, 2 5100s west, and MacGyver go down instantly. Sky Lucas might not be able to get a second shot off. Will he get one off before he goes down? Yes, he will actually get another shot off. Doesn't even connect. Actually, 5100 getting the kill, I think. And now Hernandez is alone in the IS-3. No one there to help him. T69 is out of the fight somewhere. And, oh, he's coming around on the flank. IS-3 on Hernandez, 433 hit points to 103. They're going to be able to take him down. More best beat should get the final there. And T69 Ferrari will be the only tier 8 left. He was the only tank left, as he will take another hit. Koenig is coming on in hot, 278. Nice connection. This is a wonderful victory for Doge Squad. Very clean. They made it look like a walk in the park here.
Well, just one more shot to go, and there it is. Doge Squad is up 2-0. Playing very well here against the Portuguese team. And what do we have for the stats there, Randall? What were the tanks able to bring?
Taking a look at the post game, it's actually loading very slowly for me for some reason.
Boop, 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 boop.
I guess we might not have my post screen. This
Oh,
time.
that's okay.
Yeah, but it's a really strong push from Doge Squad. Right up that 3 line. They push straight into their opponent, closing the distance without any real hesitation. I really like seeing that. Hesitating definitely kills people when they transition from the 2 line onto the east from that position. COD could have taken a huge amount of damage and just gotten destroyed right at the beginning of the fight, but goes the distance.
He does close the distance. It was a nice play on that side. But ends can be a bit tricky, especially with any type of counterplay and counter flanks, as we see, because the different building openings allows them to happen.
Yeah, actually now I do have my post-game stats, so
Okay.
I'm going to take a look. It looks like Morvespin Gas performed admirably, 1776. That's a patriotic number right there for an IS-3. Great connections. Koenig getting huge damage out for all of his connections. COD did a wonderful job. 5100s, though, got just about as much damage as they could hope. On the other side, though, again, just a Wespier got one shot off. Didn't even get to do damage with it. Just really shutting down the Trojan horse here. Just not able to do anything. They just can't do it. And now they're going to head off to, it looks like Cliff for the next battle.
So what does Cavalo de Troya do differently? Because one, the Yag Tiger or the Yag Panther 2 is not performing to the best of. It's not performing to their advantage, I feel.
Yeah.
And looks like they might bring this again on Cliff. They can't play defensively because.
Well, they could if they have the south side. I'm going to actually
it's
see
possible.
who has the south. Yep, they've chosen the south side. And with that, Trojan Horse is going to be able to bring a Yag Panther 2. Maybe seat it up in the south and put some great cover fire out. I don't know if they should put optics on him again if they do that, though, because it seems like a waste when he's going to be sitting in the back with optics when everyone else is spotting for him. This is the opportunity if he chooses that tank to, actually it doesn't look like he's going to choose that tank, but if he chose the tank to switch out optics for maybe a rammer or something else, camo net or even, just to prevent from getting spotted at all. The distance from about the middle to the back, I mean, 1390s can spot you in a Yag Panther 2 if you fire, stuff like that.
Well, I look forward to what they're going to bring here. It looks like the Yag Tiger may be a change. They may have changed that for something else. T32 may be on the board.
Well, wisely. I mean, they haven't been able to make it perform.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I want to see the Waffendraga. I want to see a team bring it. I want to.
You're not, I don't think. I just don't think most teams are going to go for it. Battle has begun. We're going to go into Cliff.
Let's jump into the game.
looking at these tanks, two 5100s. I guess my mod is glitching out because I'm seeing a gun right now, a 5100. An IS-3, T-32, and a T-69. The other side going to see two 5100s, T-69, and two 1390s. I'm going to stop looking at those loadouts here. Just not trusting them anymore.
Depends, man. I see a wet ammo rack on the T-69.
That'd be actually pretty smart because the ammo rack on the T-69 is so weak. Put it on there, I mean, you're fine.
Here we go. Here we go, folks. Bottom, Cavalo de Troya. They are down 0-2. Doge squad is up. Red team. They could close out Cliff. They could close out the third match, and they could move on in the qualifier. One step closer to joining the rest of the 15 players to compete in Season 3. Prize pool of $100,000. Think about it, guys. $100,000 prize pool, $50,000 going to the first place team. Nowhere else in America do they have a World of Tanks tournament worth this much money. All in America.
Do we even have a World of Tanks tournament elsewhere for money right now?
There was one for GeForce.
Yeah, but that one's over. Are they gonna? They've got the like a 3v3 or something.
They have the veteran 3v3.
Yeah.
Yes, but as of right now, I'm not familiar with anyone in America.
Yeah. COD getting a nice west side lead. He spots out MacGyver, may get a connection, should be loaded. And he zeroes a shot, fires, misses, not able to make the connection. Inches forward for a second shot and wastes it. Another shot, not unable to connect. Ferrari in the T-69 peeks up, takes some shots elsewhere, but it looks like COD's not able to catch a break here, unable to connect at this distance. Shots even connecting on Conor Resnick. I don't even think he was spotted. The shot was probably meant for COD.
Yeah, it might have been a shot in the dark, even though it was meant for him. 8:39, and a lot of action happening at the onset. But the control is going definitely to Doge Squad for the map. They have the mid-center area, and they don't
T1 juking it. Warshock trying to make it away in the T1. He makes the 5100s, wastes a few shells, and now forward is the call. An ammo rack onto Hernandez in the IS-3. Now they will get to focus on a T-32 and a T-69. 5100s are trying to flank desperately. Barrow's Wolf leading the charge, gets tracked out in the open, unloading there. T-69 goes down.
Big bada boom on Joe Ferrari. Now Alpha Tar is trying to fall back in his T-32. Nice shot from the side, and he goes kablooey. MacGyver, VA Speary, the ones that went to the east, are going to cruise around to the center side, trying to get a reverse flank. But guess what? They're going to be seen before anybody else, especially for Soundscream to see that T1 over on the west. He's going to have a T1 battle. But it's huge, huge lead here for the Doge squad. They can clean it up here quickly. And looks like they're going to be going to the south towards the flag to force Cavalo de Troya to come to them.
Just not able to make the push happen. On the south, they held back. They held back when they should have been pushing forward and forcing Doge squad to react to them, bringing the 5100s behind to the flank. But what happened is they gave ground, and they gave that ground to Doge squad, who were able to just take it for free. They took a whole about 100 meters for free and were able to just nullify any kind of flanking maneuver.
MacGyver in the 5100 took a hit from the left in the T-69. Caught in the 1390s on the chase, and he sees him around the corner, pushing in on the firefight. One shot from the 5100 does significant damage, 825 at 1100. MacGyver at 498 at 14. And there goes the final hit for him. He falls. WA Speary, only one left alive. They can do any damage against these guys at 5100. And he is around the donut. Sees the 5100 from far away. Lord Braley. Does he see him? Look like it's a no. Speary. Oh, shot fired for Braley. It's a miss.
Oh, Barrows is looking to... Oh, hey, caught fire for a second, it looks like West Pierre did. And COD is coming in hot. And he may get the kill. Lines it up. Yes, COD will get the final kill. Oh, T1's still alive.
Yep, Sky Lucas Loco. The last bastion of hope for Cavalo de Troya. For them to stay in the qualifiers is still on the flag cap. Not enough time and too much firepower for him to stay alive here.
So distant. Much hope.
And here comes one of the tanks around the corner. It's the 1390. He fires on the move for the kill. Doge Squad finishes it out 3-0. They will move on in the qualifier. Cavalo de Troya, thanks for playing, guys. Hopefully we'll see you in the next qualifier, but they're out. That's it for them.
GG. Just they went for a cool flank, and this is what I was talking about earlier in the evening when I said the east side play. You can bring it around for a beautiful flank if on some center control, but you have to also keep them pinned. You can't give ground, you can't get passive, because once your opponent spots your east side push, it's obvious. You make a push right across the middle. These tanks are all the way in the east, they're out of position. I can very easily kill any tank that's just sitting there waiting around, because it's now a however many tanks you have in the middle, 4 or 5 against well, in this case, it was 3. So it was a huge overmatch. And 5100s were not able to do anything. They missed a T1 also. I saw like 3 or 4 misses.
Yeah, it's tough. Well, when you look at Simp Gaming, how they play on Cliff, they actually put MacG up to a little bit to the north of the east side to stop any east side aggression, at least to spot it in time in order to stop any type of flanking coming to the center. But yes, it is a very viable option.
It is.
It's just that door doesn't swing open that many times for some of these teams to try it that way.
And maybe it's a timing thing that teams don't quite have down. They just don't have the timing down. You have to push from the mid and make them kind of back up to give room in order to kind of bait you in. That's what happens. If you push right over the middle, the enemy team is going to back up a little bit. They're not going to push right back at you. They're going to give ground, expecting you to try and, you know, all in. Then when you come in with 5100s, you're going to have to beautiful flank. A lot of potential, just didn't get it done.
We're going to go into our halftime break, so we'll be back in about 10 minutes. But just to recap for you guys so far, Gong Fu, Victoria's Secret, and Doge Squad will be moving on into the qualifiers. Our next 2 matches is going to be Simplistic versus Wreak Havoc, which you do not want to miss. And the last match of the night, Oogie's Boogers versus Blue Turret. I have no idea how that match is going to go. Stick around. We're going to have some fun anyways. Stay tuned. WGLNA Gold League will continue after the halftime show.